Hi guys, welcome back to my revival. If you're new, I'm Susan, and welcome aboard. I've shared with you my life altering event, but there's something about that night I haven't shared with you. Something I held back for this video. I did mention that of all the doctors' faces that were all stressed out, the first doctor's face that relaxed was the cardiologist's face. He saw my echocardiogram and said, "It's a good heart. I can work with that." Afterward, after surviving my massive pulmonary embolism that they don't know how I survived, I believe one of the reasons I survived it was because God gave me a real trooper of a heart, one that could survive what it went through that night. This part is the part I haven't told you yet. By this time in the hospital that night, it was getting late, and I knew the medical staff was upset because there was a procedure they really wanted me to get. And they found out that I couldn't get it till the morning, and it upset them. They were nervous about it. Well, that night, laying in my bed all alone, in that sort of dim lighting you get because it doesn't actually go dark, so they can keep seeing you in ICU. I just had this alone, quiet moment where their nerves had sort of stimulated mine. And I thought, am I going to make this? Am I going to make it through tonight? And I laid there in that bed saying, "Come on, heart. Keep beating. Come on, lungs. Keep breathing." And I was nervous. I was nervous to go to sleep because I thought if I fell asleep, I wouldn't wake up. Like literally. Like, these might be my few hours left here on Earth. I don't know if I want to sleep through them. You know? I survived that night, but it reminded me of Psalm 3, verse 5, that says, "I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me." Wasn't supposed to sort of technically work out this way. But even with some newfound introspection on the direction of my life, I kept gaining weight. And over the next few years, my blood pressure got worse as I did. At one point, I was at 5 times more likely to have a heart attack or stroke, or 5 times the normal risk of having a heart attack or stroke. I was already on blood pressure medication, had been for years. Now I was put on beta blockers, which are given, well, often for people who are in congestive heart failure, but they can be used to lower your blood pressure. So I was on a blood pressure medication and on beta blockers, and my blood pressure was still running 10, 20 higher than it should. even then. And I was gaining weight. If you don't know about beta blockers, they can be dangerous because if you miss a dose, you can actually cause yourself to have a heart attack because you missed a dose. The very thing you're taking it for to try to prevent. So, one of the number one things I really wanted to do when I wanted to lose weight was drop that beta blocker. A big factor in me deciding to lose weight was that I thought this heart that I'd been given, this trooper of a heart that fought so hard for me to stay alive when no one expected me to make it. This heart that kept working under such extreme weight stress for years to keep me alive, I thought it had earned a break. Sort of like when a champion racehorse has done his job and he gets to be put out to pasture to just sort of frolic and roam and just, enjoy his retirement. Well, I couldn't do that with my heart, obviously. I couldn't just sort of put it out to pasture. But I thought that my heart had been doing the heavy lifting, literally, of keeping me alive for a really long time. Where I was kind of, how do I say it? I was sort of volunteering it for that extreme service by my lifestyle and how I was eating and what I was doing. So I just thought I needed to maybe return the favor. That my heart had kept me alive. It had worked so hard for me. Maybe it was time I work hard for it. So I decided that I would do what I could to not put excess strain on my heart any longer by poor life choices. After all, the heart's a major vital organ, not easily replaced, so here I was just taking it for granted while it was working really, really hard. Well, late last summer I got taken off my blood pressure medication, and shortly after that I got taken off the beta blocker. It might have been vice versa. I got taken off the beta blocker first. And then within like a couple of weeks, I was taken off the blood pressure medication. I am no longer, and haven't for nearly a year, about 11 months. I haven't been in on many. I haven't been on any blood pressure medication at all for nearly a year. And my normal resting blood pressure, when you go get your blood pressure taken, which I do every week, is running around 100 over 60, sometimes up to like 112 over 72, but it's usually something like 100 or 101 over 60 or 62 every week. People are like, wow, you have great blood pressure. And they take my blood pressure and I smile because I think, I did that. I'm proud of this because I feel like I did something really good for myself, paying back this heart for all the work it did to keep me alive. It was time to do my part to help out, and I did. So what is my favorite non-scale victory? Through all this weight loss and all of this new self-discovery of mine, that heart I urged to keep beating that night. That heart I put under so much pressure for years, before my near-death experience as well as after. That heart's a happy heart now. I did it.